Let's catch up with Amanda Stoker now, host of Sunday with Stoker, 7 o'clock here on Sky News. She joins me from Brisbane. Good to talk to you, Amanda. This population debate is really kicking up a bit of a storm. Labor say they're going to reveal some more details about their immigration program, but the numbers alone are outstanding and alarming, aren't they, for this country?
The numbers of migrants that are coming into Australia at present absolutely have ballooned as compared to the kinds of inflows we've had in recent times, even excluding the COVID period. And in circumstances where Australians are struggling to find a place to live, to be able to afford things like rent and purchasing a home, and that we're facing homelessness at rates that we've really never before contemplated, where ordinary working Australians and families are facing homelessness in our suburbs, suggests there needs to be a recalibration. Now, we don't know what Labor's recalibration looks like, but I'm glad it's on the agenda because there is real pain being suffered by Australians, and we're not doing our new migrants any favours by bringing them into an environment where they're not going to flourish.
Yeah, what do you think needs to change most? Is it just about absolute numbers, or is it about the way we choose skilled migrants rather than family reunions? It's a complicated debate, but obviously, as you say, we need reform.
We do need change, and it needs to be across a range of different sectors. Family reunion opportunities, in some ways, aren't the same aggravation to some of the problems we're dealing with in other parts of the economy because, for instance, if you already have a family here, you have a place to live in most circumstances.
Yeah.
However, we need to be focused on the migrants that are going to be able to contribute most to Australian society, to provide pathways out of the challenges we face as a nation, the kinds of problems that were illustrated by the intergenerational report not so long ago. But we can't use change in the migration space as an excuse not to do the important reform that's needed to get housing back into a space where it is within reach for people of all walks of working life.
Right, I just want to get your thoughts on another issue that's very worrying. We saw the climate protesters target the Woodside Energy Chief Executive Meg O'Neill recently. That horrible attack where the ABC cameras happened to be around for that one. Well, they've done it again, this time targeting the private home of Rio Tinto director Ben Wyatt. I think he's the former politician in Western Australia. Here's one of the protesters talking about that.
As Treasurer, Mr Wyatt signed off on billions of dollars being taken away from Aboriginal land for mining without permission of the owners of that tribal lands.
Amanda, this is really a dangerous new trend, isn't it? Terrorising people at their own homes for these sorts of issues.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with his interpretation of what happened at a policy level. But
exactly. No
matter what the policy position is, that's not the right way to treat people who have public roles, either as corporate leaders, as civic leaders. That's not how we treat other Australians. We need to make sure that people are able to go about their business, not feeling intimidated to do the job they are required to do to the best of their ability. The idea that the leaders of this protest are describing what is appalling behaviour as a cultural matter, a cultural protest, trying to dress up what is thuggery in the language of race and culture is disappointing, because we need to be able to have civil discussions about where the right balance is around policies of this kind without trying to play any kind of silencing card to shut people down, or any intimidation that stops people from being able to go about their business in an open and transparent way. And I hope they'll, as a protest group, start to learn they're not winning any hearts and minds by taking this approach.
Yeah, and I hate to promote more laws and more intervention, but maybe we need to think about protecting the sanctity of the family home, because that is not the place to mount any sort of protest against anyone. We are right out of time now. Thanks for joining us, Amanda. I appreciate it.